I'm not sure if Aristo is going to be back in time to shoot the video with me this morning or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do a video. I'm not sure whether this will be for July 30th or July 31st. It all depends on how things go with Aristo, since I have an appointment at 11 o'clock and he's supposed to be back by 9 a.m. my time, which is, of course, this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon his time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and record this video, the title of which is Respecting Religion Without Becoming Trapped. For me, it's not simply been some idea I came up with as a young man. It's been my way of life. Throughout my life, I have studied contradictory ideas in regard to religious faith and attended many meetings held by groups with various names and belief systems. I have done this because I honestly think the core of being an aware spiritual being is demonstrated by one thing and one thing alone, that we love one another. Most people who are at all interested seem to focus on the differences rather than the common ground. Of course, this prevents compassion and often even reason. Love is not a contest. It is growing up and seeing things in context with each other. As I once again look at Judaism, I have to admit that the Talmud, with the oath that justifies lying repeated yearly on Yom Kippur, makes it almost impossible to love any being who promotes that demonic concept. There can be no love without truth, and since one precludes the other. This is a tough subject for me because, as I said in the blurb, I have tried to build bridges. They have to be built first here in my mind and, of course, in my heart, or they'll never get built at all. We cannot build a bridge if we think there's nothing to go to. And I think everybody has a place to go. Everyone is a creator and a creature of God. We're able to create our own experience in the respect that our belief does dictate to a large extent what we're going to experience. And that can be good or not so hot. But in any case, what we do in our lives affects the outcome of our life. It affects the things that we're going to experience. And oftentimes, in my personal experience, when I've tried to reach out and love, people that don't see it that way, that want to be the right one, have resisted, and I saw that first in my own family growing up. I saw it with my sister Nancy, and I've seen it with other of my relatives that bought into the "we're right" concept. And I do believe Christianity has some valid points, but I also believe real Judaism has some valid points. One was built on the other. And I think there's error in all of them. And I think that Hinduism and Buddhism and the Muslim faith, I think they all have valid points. All of them. And the valid points are valid because they apply to everyone, irrespective of what label we wear, or what costume we put on, or what nation we were born in, and what religion we were indoctrinated into. But the Talmud presents some really interesting things. I mean, I've listened to and read some things by Jewish rabbis that detest the Talmud. I mean, absolutely decry this oath that that Jews are expected to take, that was applied Again, it was applied by those that say they are Jews but are not, that Jesus warned us about even before these people from, I forgot the word again. Oh, God. And I've been talking about it so much lately. I hate it when my mind does that. But these people that claimed to be Jews and aren't, that came out of that part of Eastern Europe and run roughshod over lots of things. And they were not Jewish. They just chose the Jewish religion instead of being Catholic or being Christian or Muslim. They chose to become Jews, but they had no relation to Abraham, no relation to what we would consider biblical Judaism, no relation to the Old Testament, or certainly not the New Testament. And when I realized again, and this is a rabbi teaching this, and I probably should put the link to that video. I put it up on the video that is current right now as I'm making this, that's already online. I put it there, but I probably should put the link to it here too. Here's a Jewish rabbi saying, look, these people take an oath that lying is okay. Well, who would do that? Would a loving God give people a blanket amnesty to commit for the following year any untruth and not be held accountable for it? Only the father of lies would do that, which is Lucifer, which is the dark entity, which is the evil one. And of course, there are people that present a different viewpoint even on that. And I've looked at these, and again, I come back to the center, to the core. God is love. And love is based on truth, not lies. Love is based on compassion and reason and being loving and compassionate to other people that have different viewpoints, not trying to be in competition with them and beat them down. And that's just not going to do it. If it doesn't work by love, I don't want it to be part of my practice. I want to be able to love the Hindus and the Buddhists and the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. I want to be able to love even the atheists, because we're all, to me, children of the same Creator. That in the beginning, there was one Creator. Now, why that one Creator allowed any other being, Lucifer or whoever, to mess with the creation, I don't buy the idea that we grow by having our stuff challenged. I don't believe that. We grow by having not our stuff challenged, but by being strengthened in the areas that are good, the areas that build, the areas that promote cohesiveness, which is love. And we don't see that in most religion. Most people hold religion tightly in their fist, and it's a fist to beat down anybody that has a different idea. And this is wrong, folks, to me. This is wrong. We're not going to have peace on earth as long as we have that attitude. We have to learn to love one another and respect religion without becoming trapped by the obvious inconsistencies that are in all religions. And they've been put there by the father of lies. Whoever that is, to me, it's Lucifer. If you want to have a different name, that's irrelevant, because names have nothing to do with anything. It has to do with who the character is and what their actions are, what our character is and what our actions are. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope you consider some of the things that I'm saying, and we'll see whether Aristo comes around on time today to record with me or not. Namaste.